I'm gonna get a blanket. I'll be right back. Ah, yes. Ooh. And here I am drinking tea like it's winter. But I also have a cold, so can you tell? I sound beautiful. Okay, we're just gonna get started. Today's video is gonna be a story time. And this happened yesterday, so pretty recent. It's gonna be really rambly because I don't have any guidelines for this video, but stick with me and I hope you'll get something out of it because it's a serious story time, not something silly, something that I hope will maybe impact you guys in some way or make you think. And also, I think we're just gonna count this as my what I learned for March video because I think that's what it's gonna be. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, this happened yesterday. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Some of you may know that I go to a college. The college I go to works in quarters. Each quarter we have a midterm in the middle and a final at the end of the quarter. This quarter I was taking 3 classes. The quarter is officially over as of today. So yay, spring break! 2 of my classes were actually out at the college, and one of my classes was online. It was a political science class. Just government stuff, not really anything I'm interested in. I'm gonna actually try and be serious now. So I had my online class and I had a final in it, and last week I looked to see what time the final was at and was under the impression that it was due today, which is Friday as I'm recording this. I thought it was due on Friday, so I was like, I'll be fine, I'll take the final on Thursday because that's when I had time to do it. So yesterday I sat down to take this final. I was ready, prepared, and lo and behold, I come to find out that it was actually due on Wednesday. The stinking online final was closed. I start freaking out and I look at my grade and it's at a 71%, which to some of you may not be that bad, and it's not that bad of a grade, you know, it could be worse, but I have a scholarship to that college resting upon my grades, and a 71% could very well make me lose that scholarship, which is pretty devastating to me. I had no idea what to do. First, I had to tell my parents. So I went upstairs to tell my mom, and the first thing she did was have me email my professor. I was so upset that I couldn't even think straight. I didn't even have the logical sense to think to email my professor. So I did email him, but I'm down there in that office crying. I'm just crying out to God, like, what am I gonna do? I need this scholarship, I need good grades, I've disappointed my family and myself. I was probably overreacting a little bit, but in the moment it was such an awful feeling. Anyways, back to my story. I looked down at my phone because the screen lit up and I see that one of my favorite YouTubers has posted a video, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this and, help distract myself. I click on this video and I start to watch it, and it helps calm me down, distract me a little bit. I decide to write a comment. I say something along the lines of, I'm in a really rough situation right now, but you guys are so sweet and always cheer me up, so thank you for posting when you did. Something along those lines. A couple seconds later, I get somebody who replied to that comment. It wasn't those YouTubers, it was somebody else. Somebody replied to that comment and they said, Soul Studios just want you to know that God is in the midst of your situation and I'll be praying for you. In the meantime, definitely read Philippians 4 verses 6 through 7. To some of you, this might not seem like a huge comment. Like, yes, it was sweet, definitely, heartwarming, but that particular verse has played such a huge role in my life. I consider that my life verse. The verse I go to, the verse I say whenever I'm in any situation that I don't know what to do. It's, be anxious for nothing but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. In another really rough time in my life, I had no idea what to do, and I was just very depressed. Anxiety was just taking hold, and it was a really awful time. That same verse appeared in 5 different places, all that had nothing to do with one another, appeared to me 5 different times within the course of a week. Each time I would read it and see it, I would just be overcome with God's love and peace. And when that YouTuber commented, I just took a deep breath. I just felt God's presence there with me. It might sound crazy to some of you, but it was such a huge blessing in that moment. It was God speaking right to my heart, and I just felt him saying, it's gonna be okay. You just have to trust in me. And so I just poured out my feelings and my worries to him, and my whole life. I just poured it out in that moment. And I know this doesn't seem like something I should be getting emotional over, but how distinctly I felt God in that moment was just insane. It's an amazing feeling. So I calmed down a little bit and just gave it all to him. I had done all that I could do. I had emailed my professor and my counselor. I finished off my day. I just kept praying whenever it came into my mind, or whenever I started to worry, I would just give it to God. And this morning when I woke up and checked my phone, my professor had replied and said, sure, I'll open the final back up for you. Go ahead and take it. So I took it this morning. I got a 93%. My grade is back up. I'll still have the scholarship. Everything turned out just fine. But I've just been so full of God's peace and his love. And it was definitely a lesson, not only in being diligent about my schoolwork, but also a lesson in trusting God with everything, down to even the smallest things like schoolwork or missing a final. I just really have to trust God. He'll give me that peace so that I know he's in control, because he is. So yeah, that's my story for you guys. It was a little bit rambly. I hope you all enjoyed it, maybe got something out of it, or at least thought it was interesting. And I don't have much else to say. Have a wonderful life, you guys, and God bless. Bye!